Wobbuffet's the tail.
Yeah, Wobbuffet is actually the tail kind of thing.
And Kamala's actually the log.
Don't tell Lachlan, he's going to be upset.
You're tuned into the GOCast podcast, your one-stop shop for updates, news, tips, and community in the world of Pokemon Go. Thank you for listening.
Raise your anchor and set sail. Dhelmise debut is too big to fail.
A new Vivillon event proves that something can be both a bug and a feature. And more on this episode of GOCast. Hello and welcome to the GOCast podcast, episode 313. It's February 6th, a Thursday afternoon. I'm your host, Chris, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Kyle.
Hiya.
Hey, Kyle, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm tired, but I'm okay.
Nice. Yeah, I'm tired too, man, and I would normally blame the consistent overcast we've had for a week and a half on that, but I'm just tired, like sleepy.
I've gotten like 4.5 hours of sleep the last 3 nights, so...
Oh, really? Just trouble sleeping or schedule?
One was poor decision making, and then the other two was just how my schedule is when I open usually.
Understood. Yeah. But then you gotta supplement that with naps, and then you
I did something
that works out.
I did something after work, so there was no nap time. I took a nap last week before we recorded.
Oh, a nap last week? I'm sure that's still serving you today.
I don't nap. Okay,
Understood.
I don't do it.
Understood. Well, it can be an acquired taste, that's for sure. Okay, what a weird way for us to start this episode. Okay, we are here to talk about Pokemon Go and our goals and the news and all that good stuff. But before we get started here, we're gonna talk a little bit about something that Kyle and I have been talking about for a few months now. I mean, I think the greater conversation has been happening for a lot longer than that. But Kyle and I are no stranger to the idea and the feeling of burnout. We have both been through many phases of burnout with this game and with podcasting, with traveling, with all sorts of things, with Niantic at times. You know what happens. It can be any relationship has its ups and downs, right? And so it's been a thing we've experienced, but we have recently been going through a period of burnout that's been tremendously oppressive. Yeah. And it has manifested in several things. Our lives have been very busy, yes, for sure. But it's also kind of affected the way that we interact with our content and produce the content. So that being said, we're probably going to try to figure out ways to take a break. And by probably, I mean, yeah, we are. But what we're going to do, in the interest of trying to keep the show going as much as normally as possible, I should say not as much as possible, but as normally as possible, is that starting next week for a couple of weeks, Kyle's going to be taking a break, and I'm going to be here doing either a solo or supplemental with somebody else. We're going to cover news and all that sort of stuff, especially up to and including Go Tour. Which is a big thing. Also, hey, Niantic just came out and said, yes, for sure, that's happening. That's good. I bought my plane tickets. So that's happening. And then after that, we're probably going to figure out a way for us to make some content ahead of time so that I can also take a break. We'll figure that out when we get there. But just the heads up that, hey, starting next week for a couple of weeks, Kyle will be taking a little backseat for a minute here. But I don't want to talk all about this too. I mean, I have kind of sort of laid out my feelings about the game recently in the show and things like that. I need time. I'm tired. There are January was kind of gangbusters for Pokemon and I just didn't feel it. And so I was like, that's a sign I should take a back seat. But Kyle, how are you feeling? And what's your side of this whole thing?
Well, for me, I think I mentioned it, especially in an early episode in January. Go starts to feel really bad for me in the winter, especially just because where we live, and also a lot of personal stuff that has been going on with me lately. But even that aside, because I don't life is going to happen one way or another. And it's been hard to be excited about Go for me lately. And the last time I felt truly excited about Go, Gengar Gmax.
Oh, geez, yeah.
And that was, Gengar. So it's a little cheating for me, at least. And it's not to say the game hasn't been good, because I do think there has been good things, good changes, good events. But I look at the good events and I'm like, I'm okay. I do have what I need in Go, and I don't need to chase it at the moment.
Yeah. So we're not stopping, at least not now. I mean, all things come to an end eventually, but that's not what we're saying. We're saying we're taking some time. We're personally going to step away in two different fashions in order to give us some space so that hopefully we can come back and be like, yes, I'm ready to be like fully invested again, or something like that. Yeah. So that being said, there actually is something we're talking about today in the news that I'm that was last week. I'm looking forward to something this weekend in the game. And actually there is another news item with something in it that I'm very excited about. But actually I think we both are. So that's not to say, again, like Kyle said, that there isn't great things going on. We're just tired, need a moment, need a breather. We've been doing this for years. So yeah. Okay. So that being said, let's see how we did on our goals, ? Last week, which seems antithetical to what I was just laying out there. But Mr. Kyle, you wanted to do three separate goals. The first of which was weekly streaks.
I did. We recorded last Thursday, right? That was.
I think so.
Yeah, I had 0 then. I just got my 7-day today. So
very nice.
Worked out perfectly.
That. Great. What about cleaning out your inventory? You only had like 74 slots left, it looks like, at the time.
Okay. So I have about 800 slots right now.
Oh, that's an improvement.
I did clean it. Not nearly as much as I wanted to. I was scrolling and I'm like, oh my God, my inventory is actually a mess. I don't want to look at it. And that's how it gets to this point.
Yeah.
It's a mess. You don't look at it, so it becomes more of a mess. I desperately need to clean it more. And that means more than just transferring the junk Pokemon. It also means getting rid of the Pokemon that I thought I wanted and I don't actually need anymore.
I know that I have the similar problem where it's just like I have favorited so many things. Like I've got like 5,000 favorited Pokemon that the idea of going through manually and doing that and looking at IVs on each one of them and figuring out what I want to get rid of, what I want to keep. It's so overwhelming.
Yep. And I have oh, good Lord. I transferred my I transferred 90 legendary Pokemon, and I'm like, it's only a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, no kidding, dude. Holy
it's
moly.
Like it's not enough. I had so many still left over Necrozma, and I'm like,
oh geez. Yeah.
I think I still, after transferring them, I think I still have like 30 left.
That's a lot.
Of just Necrozma, just to be clear.
But you got to have a big one. You got to have a small one. You got to have a good one. You got to have a shiny one.
I want to be clear. I am not being this specific when I get rid of things. Mm-hmm. I'm keeping ones that have good IVs and a few that have the catch card, and that's it.
Oh, catch card. That's another one. Special backgrounds, all that. I
think I have decided with the advent of the community day stuff in December that they did it.
Yeah.
I do not care about backgrounds. I had to take a stance somewhere because I think the inventory situation in Go is actually a huge problem.
Yeah.
And backgrounds is where I draw the line. Ones for where I go to in person are great because they're memories. I can't care about backgrounds from stuff otherwise. And that's not to say they're bad. They're not bad. I just have decided it's something I can't put on the mental stack, so to speak, of things I want to chase.
Sure.
Sorry, I've been playing a lot of League of Legends, and they talk about your mental stack all the time.
Oh, really? Oh, for me, that is so Magic the Gathering coded when you talk about like resolving the stack. You know?
I also have watched my two most watched topics on YouTube last year was League of Legends and trading card games. All three of them being Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, and Hearthstone. I've watched so much content from.
Does Hearthstone count as a trading? I guess it does.
It's a CCG, but for the sake of discussion, I've watched a lot of videos of the content creators sharing cards with each other and asking them whether they think they're good or bad or banned, and it's very entertaining.
Yeah. Okay. Huh.
So,
man, I haven't touched Hearthstone content for a hot minute, dude.
I care nothing about Hearthstone. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But watching somebody who knows nothing about Hearthstone have to review a card that came out like 10 years ago is fun.
I bet. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's the mental stack.
Power creep is the thing in that too, right? Like, isn't there significant power creep? And okay, that's crazy.
It's power creep, but also they do set rotations. So power creep gets like knocked down every few sets as well. So it's not like game shattering.
But does it also have the same thing that Magic does, where it's like Magic's been around for like 800 years, and so they there's like a million things. It's like lifelink and flying and trample and these basic ones.
Magic is much worse, worse.
Yeah.
But Hearthstone leads into the card game, the computer aspect of it, and makes it, nonsense. You can't do anything random in other card games, but Hearthstone loves their random.
Yeah, boy, we love the RNG. Also with a lot of coin flipping in Pokemon TCG. That's for sure.
Adding cards that aren't in your deck is also a big thing that Hearthstone does that other TCGs can't do.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that's something they also
digital medium, like exclusively digital, makes it very different. Leslie, buddy progress. Did you manage to progress your buddy?
I did.
Oh, nice.
Very slowly, but I did.
Gosh. What a change from last week.
Was it? I don't.
Yeah,
I think I was only one of three last week.
One of four.
Like one of four? Oh, no. Okay.
I'll have you know. 1 of 4. Well, good on you. 3 out of 3 for you. I wanted to get a shiny Kingler. Unfortunately, some stuff came up and I was unable to attend the entire GMAX Kingler event. I could not go. Shout out to my group in general, but in particular, Angela. I'm sorry, I had to let her know like an hour ahead of time.
Oh no!
I was like, actually, I cannot make it. Like, I had something pop up. I just can't come out. Thanks for letting me know. But
it's especially brutal because, well, GMAX. It's when you lose somebody, it's a lot worse than when you're in a raid.
I mean, they had plenty of people to do it. I believe, but I'm one of the people that is willing to drive. So they were done. I felt bad, but
if you were in a community of 8, that'd feel pretty bad if one of 8 leaves. Yeah, can't go because life gets in the way, which happens, of course.
It does.
Don't feel bad about that, but it is a frustrating aspect of the feature.
I'm hoping with the friends that we keep in our Go circles that I can trade somebody for an extra GMAX Kingler or a shiny one if I could be so bold and lucky. We'll see. I still do have an extra GMAX shiny Charizard. I could probably use that as trading fodder. Although can you?
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I know the words came out of my mouth. I'm like, that's not good. I just finished rewatching FMA Brotherhood. That's not equivalent exchange. Not at all. That series is so good. All right, so I didn't do that. My next one was 50 eggs hatched. I did do that. Been hitting that treadmill, loving it. And then I wanted to evolve a Corviknight. I took my best rookie D, which was like I think a 15, 14, 12 or something like that, and that is now a happy Corviknight. And then I wanted to walk my Shroodle. And I don't mean anything by that other than walk the Pokemon Shroodle. And I did indeed walk Shroodle, and I'm currently walking Shroodle.
Okay.
So that's great. I will probably switch back to my Dragapult to get that one finished pretty soon here, but Shroodle's cool. So 3 out of 4 for me. So if we're going on percentage completion, you've beaten me yet again, Mr. Kyle. We love that. Good for you. Okay.
We take the wins where we can get them
in whatever form they might be. That's fine. All right, we are going to hop right into the news because why not? Yo, what up? It's the news. We've got two pieces of news for you today. I think the best of the two, being biased, but I feel confident saying that for both of us, is this first piece, which is the Beloved Buddies event, or the Beloved Buddies, however you'd like to pronounce it, I suppose. This is going to be on Tuesday, February 11th, and it will run until Saturday, February 15th at 8 p.m. local time. Event bonuses include 2 times XP for catching Pokemon. Lure modules during the event will last for an hour, and lure modules will attract different Pokemon during the event, such as Diglett, Slowpoke, Shelder, Dunsparce, Cutiefly, and Fomantis. In addition to that, you will get 500 additional Stardust for catching the following Pokemon: Diglett, Slowpoke, Shelder, Dunsparce, Cutiefly, and Fomantis. So does this mean that we would get extra for Shelder?
Yes. So Shelder will be worth 1,500 stars.
That's crazy.
Everything else will be worth 600.
That's crazy good. And Slowpoke we don't get a Stardust from Slowpoke, right?
Nope.
No. Okay. That's pretty cool. And why those Pokemon? Well, we'll get there in a minute. But first, and most importantly, debut time. That's right. We are getting a debut Pokemon in this event, and it is Dhelmise, the Sea Creeper Pokemon, which makes it sound worse. But it's an awesome Pokemon, I promise. And it's going to make its Pokemon Go debut in raids. So this will be a raid Pokemon for you to go get. I'm assuming it'll be 3-star. It might be 1, but I doubt it. I guess we'll see as we scroll down here. Wild encounters include Nidoran female and male, Slowpoke, Shelder, Remoraid, Mantine, Plusle, Minun, Volbeat, Illumise, Cutiefly, and Fomantis, and Diglett and Dunsparce. Those two will have an increased shiny chance for this event as well. So if you're like me and you only have one shiny Dunsparce, but you want to have a second one so that you're ready for Dunsparce, and maybe several of them so you might get more rolls for a 3-segment to Dunsparce, this would be a good event to play. I would really like some more. I would. You could miss me with the shiny Diglett. I'm really good, fam.
No more, please. I actually don't have that many, but
not Remoraid. Dunsparce, I'm here for. You don't have that many? How many do you have? I'm gonna guess 7.
Oh,
across variants as well. So Alolan and Cantonian.
I don't have any shiny regular Diglett.
That can't be true.
I have 2 Alolan shiny Diglett.
That can't be true. How do you only have 2 and it's just the...
Don't know. And one of those was full odds too. One of them was from GoFest. So yeah.
I just don't believe it. I've got 5.
Okay.
I've got a shiny, the one with the hat on, the little bowler hat.
Oh, wow.
And a Alolan and 3 Cantonian. Wow. Okay. Anyway, let's take a look at raids and see if our theory was correct. 1-star raids will feature Shelder, Dwebble, and Skrelp. Skrelp will have an increased shiny chance. They're implying that it is from the 1-star raids probably only. I don't think it'll appear anywhere else. But if it does, this kind of implies just the raids. 3-star raids will feature Slowbro, Hippowdon, and Dhelmise. So Dhelmise is in 3 stars. 5-star raids will be featuring, I think it currently is out there right now, Enamorous in its incarnate form. Yep. And then mega raids will feature Mega Tyranitar. There will be field research task rewards. You can complete those tasks during Stardust and encounters with Tandemouse.
Why
Tandemouse?
Why is your
well, I mean, the event
me to a raid right now.
The event is called Beloved Buddies, and there are pairs in the wild encounters. The Nidorans, the Slowpoke and Shelder, the
I love the wild
Mantine
encounters.
Mermaids. Yeah, yep. Collection challenges they will happen, and you can get Stardust and Great Balls from doing them, and then there will be showcases, of course. Yeah. So, Kyle, now's the time of the show where I ask you for your opinion on this event. So, what's your opinion on this event, Kyle?
Well, I love Dhelmise, so big fan. That said, I'll probably just do a few 3-star rates and be good with that. It can't be shiny yet, so huge fan. I love the theming of the wild encounters, though, it's good. And the additional Stardust on select Pokemon just makes it feel better to be out there.
Yeah.
Because if without that, this would definitely be probably an annoying pool. It's too big, all things considered.
Yeah, that's fair.
But by instead of singling just Shelter, by adding on 5 more Pokemon, you make your, 15 pool? 2, 4, 14. Yeah, I don't know why I said 15. I knew they were pairs. Make it more appealing because now you have, about a third of the wild spawns being appealing just to click on and catch.
Yeah, it's weird is that there is 14, but I don't know who's paired with Diglett.
Nobody. Just like
Dunsparce.
Nobody's paired with Dunsparce. Well,
Yeah.
Dunsparce is not. Dunsparce is paired with itself, and Diglett is paired with itself because they're the multiple segment for Dunsparce, and Diglett has 2 or 3 or 1 or 3.
I'm just gonna ship them anyway.
Okay, I want to know why Cutiefly and Fomantis are shipped.
They probably have a lore based interaction.
Okay, sure.
Maybe Cutiefly like the nectar from Fomant. I don't know. Who knows, man? Yeah, Dhelmise is coming out. It's definitely the big highlight here. But if you're not a raider, the things that I think we could highlight, Kyle already has the extra Stardust for some of these increased shiny chances. If you're trying to target some of these, like if you have had a difficult time getting a shiny Skrelp from the events that it has shown up, if it has gotten past you, a 1-star raid Skrelp with an increased shiny chance is awfully accessible. Like that's good.
Yeah, it is. But like, let's even say it's like 1 in 64 for a boosted chance. This event's only for 4 days, so let's you get 6 free chances, and then are you going to spend $1? You're going to spend 80 cents an attempt for a Skrelp at 1 in 64.
It's just better odds. So roll the dice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, just because it's not likely to happen, the fact that it is more likely to happen than it was before makes it worthwhile. That being said, man, like you got to save at least one of those for a Dhelmise if you're only using free passes. Like you have to.
Yeah, exactly.
So I will say that does take away from that a little bit here, but increased shiny chance on Diglett and Dunsparce is nice. We like those. Great. We've got one other piece of news here, so we'll leave Dhelmise in the dust for now. But this next one and the last piece of news here for this week is Scattered to the Winds, which will be on Tuesday, February 18th at 10 a.m. and then will run to Thursday, February 20th at 8 p.m. local time. Event bonuses include 2 times experience for spinning a Pokestop, 5 times experience for spinning a Pokestop for the first time, open up to 40 gifts per day, and open up to 60 gifts per day if you have purchased the Expedition Access February ticket, which is out, by the way. And then I love this, tucked right in here. Increased chance to encounter Shiny Pidgey. Is this the best event ever made? We love it. We
It depends who you ask.
Well, hold your thoughts until you hear what the wild encounter pool is. But first, Vivillon flutters in. Scatterbug, Spupa, and Vivillon make their shiny debuts in Pokemon Go. Pin postcards from trainers around the world to earn encounters with Scatterbug. You'll have an increased chance to encounter shiny Scatterbug if you're lucky. So now we'll finally begin the long grind for those of you that need shinies of each, if you're going to do it.
Respect for whoever has Vivillon as their goal in Go.
Yeah.
Just respect.
Yep. But the shiny hunt is on. Speaking of the shiny hunt, let's talk about the wild encounter pool real quick. There's only 5. It's very exciting. It will feature Caterpie, Pidgey, Spearow, Wurmple, and Starly.
I've got one thing to say.
All right.
It's not going to be what you're going to expect. Are you ready?
Okay. Yep.
Get that Spearow out of here.
What?
Get out now.
Why?
The other 4 are 12 candy evolutions. What is Spearow doing here? Get out. Put Fletchling in here instead. Like anything.
Okay, maybe.
It's just I never like clicking on a Spearow because I know I can't even evolve it. Because, well, I mean, I can, but it's 50 candy. Who cares? I don't know.
To me, you know what's missing from this pool? We actually getting rid of Spearow would solve this. But the addition of Weedle would make more sense.
I agree. 100%.
Yeah. We've got 2 worms and
Weedle,
3 birds.
Weedle instead of Spearow, for sure.
No, I'm not saying instead of Spearow. I'm saying we need a 6th Pokemon and it's got to be Weedle.
No. I would rather get rid of Spearow.
Because there's Caterpie, Wurmple, Weedle, and Pidgey, Spearow, Starly. It's just fair that the scales are tipped in the bird's favor right now. It's unfair.
You're right, but okay. I want to know. I'd love to hear how people feel about this spawn pool. It's only 2 days long. We have more to read here. Yeah. It's only 2 days long, so it's fine. But if you were to go and talk to somebody in 2019. And you told them this was the spawn pool for an event, even if it was only 2 days, they'd be like, what are you talking about?
Was there a hard restart?
It's like, this is my daily spawn. I don't know. I like it. It's fun. For only 2 days, if you want to catch stuff to evolve, pinapping everything is going to be just really nice. So,
yeah. I really hope the Pidgeys are plentiful, man.
I still can't believe that after all the Pidgeys I've caught, all the time I've played in this game, I have 1 shiny Pidgey.
Now's your chance. Increase shiny chance, man. Get out there. We love it. So there are also field research task rewards, and you can complete them to earn rare candy and encounters with event-themed Pokemon. There's going to be a paid time to research for $5 US or your equivalent in your local currency, and that will get you 16,500 Stardust, 3 rare candies, and event-themed avatar pose, encounters with event-themed Pokemon, and more. There's going to be a collection challenge, which you can complete for experience Stardust and an encounter with Scyther. Let's go. Lucky exchange. The number of guaranteed lucky Pokemon a trader can receive in a trade has been increased from 25 to 35. And starting Tuesday, February 18th at 10 a.m. local time, if you trade a Pokemon that has been in a trainer's Pokemon storage since 2019, it's guaranteed to become a lucky Pokemon until the limit is reached. This change is permanent. And there's also going to be some showcases. So let's circle back on this guaranteed lucky thing, because it's been a minute. But this is an annual topic that we have to cover. So Kyle, do you want to talk about this for a minute? About like what this limit is, how it works a little bit. I know that you and I are not much of we're not into trading, but
I'm not going to lie. I have no idea how this properly works. Like I have seen people talk about it. I have read all of the posts on GoHub, on the Silk Road subreddit. I don't get it. Because I could have sworn I was over my limit previously, and we proved that was not the case when we were in New York last year. So with all of our lucky trades in a row.
So I think what it is that it is the number of guaranteed lucky Pokemon a trainer can receive in a trade has been increased from 25 to 35. So the number of guaranteed lucky Pokemon. So that means that it's only counting things that qualify as a guaranteed lucky Pokemon.
No, because, well, okay, I'm not going to say you're wrong. But what I'm going to say is when they introduced this feature, you would be wrong by that definition.
Yeah, we were confused. Because everybody was confused the first time.
That original definition said any Pokemon counts towards your guarantee. So if you're, by that definition, if you've received 35 lucky Pokemon in the lifetime of your account, it doesn't matter. You can't get a guaranteed lucky Pokemon.
I mean, this is just my read of it and what my understanding was. Like, I think that when it first came out that it was messy, and I believe when they increased it the first time that they made it like a structured thing, because they're like, oh right, like we keep having to move the bar because this game keeps going on and time exists, you know?
Yeah, I guess I do wish it was clearer, and maybe it is clearer for people who regularly take part in this.
Yeah,
but the fact that they raised the number, it should be an addition to the current state rather than an addition to the base, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Which is what you're saying. I'm saying it should be like what you're saying versus what I feel like it has always operated as.
Okay, well,
So-
we have differing thoughts of how this does or does not work. And
I am sorry.
I don't think we should I don't think we should spend time to look it up right this moment. So, if you, dear listener, know exactly how this works, first of all, you might be the only one. Secondly, send us an email, please, and help us clear this up. Sarah Amanda, this means you. All right. That's it for the news. Can you believe it? Wow. We just had the 2 pieces of news there. So Yahoo. That means that we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, it'll be Pokélore time.
And we're back with Pokélore, and we are doing Dhelmise, the sea creeper Pokemon. It's such a crazy, it's the anchor's right there. How did he can't use anchor in the name?
I don't think is the anchor Pokemon taken?
I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
No, when I Google the anchor Pokemon, it shows up Dhelmise.
Dhelmise.
It's Dhelmise.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Dhelmise is a Pokemon made up of an anchor and a ship's wheel, held together by a mass of green seaweed. The anchor is a rusty green mottled, right? That's how you say that word?
Yeah, mottled, yeah.
I don't know if I've ever said that word out loud, so there you go. With
Hermione.
blackish spots. The seaweed, which is Dhelmise's true body, partially envelops the thick, curved bottom of the anchor in a zigzag fashion, leaving empty spaces that look like sharp teeth. The seaweed continues upward to cover the anchor's thin shank and the spindle of the wheel.
That's not
5
very nice.
individual strands of seaweed trail off this small hub in a star shape. The ship's wheel is lavender on the outside with a yellow inner rim. It is affixed to the back of the spindle by its center and able to rotate freely. The noticeably damaged wheel features 6 spokes and 4 handles, all of which are yellow. There are 2 lavender stubs where the other handles should be. A simple compass resembling an eye is set into a yellow ring-shaped component on one side of the wheel. Mirroring this is an identical ring on the opposite side, though nothing is set into it. Dhelmise prefer large prey, such as Wailmer and Wailord.
Oh my
All right,
gosh.
just need to establish for everybody, Dhelmise is 13 feet tall. It's not a small Pokemon. So,
Yeah, but Wailord is the size of a planet.
I mean, Wailord's pretty big, but Wailord's like, I think it's like 40 feet long or something like that, which is pretty big. But the heavy anchor can be swung with enough force to knock out its prey in a single blow.
Oh my gosh.
The victim is then enveloped in seaweed, which can be stretched hundreds of yards and has its life force drained. In addition to hunting, this Pokemon maintains itself by adding new detritus and seaweed to its body. It is known to get along well with Skrelp and Dragalge.
Oh, they're just bros. I got to tell you, man, you were like really close with guessing the size of Wailord. It's 47 feet 7 inches.
Oh, it's a little bit longer than I thought. Okay.
Just a little bit, but though you were really in the ballpark. Yeah.
So now, because I shot my mouth off before I read this, I know someone wants to say something to me. It's the Sea Creeper Pokemon because the moss is the Pokemon and the anchor is not the Pokemon and blah, 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 blah. blah.
The
You make that
moss
argument, that's fine.
Is
Yes.
the seaweed's the Pokemon, you mean?
Yeah, the seaweed. It says right, the seaweed, which is Dhelmise's true body, is right there in the thing.
Yeah. It's
But
just
we're going to, fine.
weird.
You know what? I don't care. Klefki's called the Keyring Pokemon. So, and the keys are not part of Klefki. So I stand by my description. That said, I love when Pokemon lore talks about how like the Pokemon is not the thing you think it is, and it like adds things to its body and stuff like that.
Like Wobbuffet?
You just never get to see it in game.
Yeah.
No, like Klefki, in that it's the keys on it are supposed to be found, and in any just area, every Klefki would have had a different combination of keys. It would have been like Spinda in Gen 3. That would have been actually a pretty cool addition.
That would have been awesome. Yeah. Wobbuffet's the tail.
Yeah, Wobbuffet is actually the tail kind of thing.
And Kamala's actually the
Kamala's
log.
Shh, don't tell Lachlan, he's going to be upset. All right, we're going to talk about some stats, though.
There are people out there that don't know the joke. They don't know the joke.
Yeah. I still stand the truth, though.
Oh, whatever.
Otherwise, why does the shiny change only the log's color? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
That's the basis of this. Those listening at home, there's been a big argument in the fandom for a while about the Kamala, because when the Kamala shiny, the only difference is literally the log. That's it. So,
but the log is supposed to be a found object, and technically in the lore, Kamala can have like anything it's holding on to, basically.
Yeah, but tough luck.
Yeah. All right.
But speaking of shinies, really quick though, before we move on here, Dhelmise's shiny is rad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It looks so good. It's red. It looks so awesome.
I love this Pokemon so much. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Anyways, stats. Max CP at level 40, 2950. And at level 50, 3335. So it's okay. It's okay. 172 stamina. 179 defense and 233 attack. It's a pretty even spread, all things considered.
Yeah.
It's slow as a rock though in the main series, which is kind of its thing. So you don't really get to see that come through here.
It's an anchor. That's fine.
Yeah, it works.
Sorry, it's seaweed. That's fine.
Its best possible moveset that we think at the moment is Astonish or Shadow Claw with Power Whip and Shadow Ball.
Yep.
It has the possibility to get both Astonish and Shadow Claw. Oh my.
Yeah. So Shadow Claw is higher DPS but lower energy generation. The opposite's true for Astonish. So it really kind of depends.
Astonish is actually good though now in PvP, right?
For EPS. Yeah. And so we didn't cover it, but Dhelmise is a ghost grass type Pokemon. So it gets stabbed from all these. The other third option that Game Press had listed was Heavy Slam, I think, for its last charge move, but it's not actually steel type at all. So I left that out.
But thematically, it's very nice because in the main series games, the only ability it can have is Steel Worker, which effectively gives it stab on all steel moves.
Oh,
that's what the ability does.
Really? Interesting.
If it uses a steel type move, its attack and special attack get increased by 50%. So,
wow. Okay, that's pretty slick. I didn't know that.
Actually, really cool. It's a unique ability. Only Dhelmise has it. It's cool.
Did you use Dhelmise in the main series game?
I did not. I just have looked this up and I knew about it. It's a big miss. I really would love to use Dhelmise, but as with a lot of Pokemon like this, using a slow as dirt Pokemon in a main playthrough is not very fun.
Yeah, unless you've got Trick Room going on or something like that,
which you're never going to have in a main series. Like
no
playthrough.
No,
I learned the hard way in Scarlet and Violet because I use Skeledirge, and Skeledirge is amazing, but it's also so slow. You will always go turn 2 against basically everything in the story.
Living up to the Dirge namesake, that's for sure.
All right, well, I think we've been pretty obvious. I think we both like Dhelmise. I'm a huge fan of this Pokemon.
Oh yeah, big fan.
Like even aside from it being a ghost, it's just cool.
It is
a haunted anchor is a great Pokemon theme for sure.
It's sick. It is sick.
Also, because it's the seaweed, prime candidate for regional variants. Oh man.
Yeah, I wish it was more popular. I wish people liked this, but it has a problem because it is single stage.
It is single stage. And I'm also, I've gone on record saying single stage Pokemon suffer because of that too, and I don't like them that much. I just think this one's just that good too.
Yeah, this one works. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Love me that and some Drampa. But that's just me.
Yeah, Drampa's okay. Drampa's carried by its unique typing.
To me, man, it's all vibes for Drampa, dude. It's all vibes. All right, great. Awesome. So that means that we can move right along here into PokéPoll.
Last week's PokéPoll was, have you ever snuck playing Pokemon Go during an otherwise inappropriate time? Tell us about it. First response from Lemurio, and they said, so about a year ago, I had to replace my car after it had been totaled by a drunk driver. And as you know, dealerships just love to overprice and insurances love to underpay for hours. So I started playing Go Battle League and I was winning. Nice. I got to 11 in a row. Oh my God. That's like an hour of GPL at least. And the dealer came back attempting to give me a price that was about 20% over the price they advertised on the website. As a 5-foot, very petite female, I think they thought they had me, but I am a Pokemon master. So literally I had my longest win streak of 14 in a row while telling the dealer to see their own advertised prices. And in the end, I got my truck replaced, quote unquote, for free and had a lot of wins in Pokemon Go. Half of me wanted to flaunt it in front of the dealer. I beat you and I'm a Pokemon master. But thankfully, this remained a secret until I tell you here to share with the world that I bought a truck and haggled the price while winning 14 PvP matches in a row. My longest ever streak under the table on my phone.
That is so metal.
Absolutely
I love it.
Great. Love it. Oh my
so
gosh.
Sick. Good on you. Oh my gosh.
Our next thread's from Freya Amber, and they said, yes, my best friend's wedding was the first day of GoFest 2024.
Oh, hang on. Let me stop you. How dare they? All right, go ahead.
How dare they plan so inappropriately?
True.
My plus was going, and in between the festivities, I was raiding for everything. I had already bought the ticket before my best friend invited me to the wedding, and I did not want to waste the ticket, nor did I want to miss my best friend's wedding. The plus paid for itself that day.
Yeah, buddy.
My goodness.
That's
amazing.
wonderful. That is wonderful. The mention of plus reminded me of a story that I need to tell you, a personal anecdote from this week, but I'll wait until after we're done with emails.
Okay. I'll try and remind you.
Okay, thanks.
Next spot's from J1718. They said, yes, at my office, it sits on a gym, and one time I was leading a call on Zoom and a raid popped up. I was hunting the Hundo Palkia with Spatial Rend and didn't want to miss. I played the raid by tapping my phone while being on video. One eye on the meeting and one eye on my phone. I managed, and luckily the meeting was a simple status update meeting, so I didn't have to do much talking. And sadly, no Hundo Palkia.
Oh,
I was waiting for the punchline. It didn't come. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, but raiding during a stand-up that's hardcore. I love that.
All right. Last response from Mark via email. And they said, hi, guys. Longtime listener, first-time responder. I had an experience similar to Chris. It was the Carnival of Love 2024 event. I was abroad with my family, and we went in Paris attending Ash Wednesday Mass at the Basilique de Sacré. I'm not even going to. There's three letters in a row I can't pronounce.
Basilica de Sacré. I don't know how to say the last one, but I'm pretty sure the first one is Basilica.
He's just tried to correct me and then made the same mistake that I did.
No, you said basilisk or some.
No, basilic.
I think it's
Basilica.
I
did not say that. No, I know enough French to not know that's how it's said. But
are you
okay,
sure?
Roll the tapes.
I will. I have to edit this. I'm literally going to roll the tape.
I apologize. I don't know that. I don't know that much French. I desperately wanted the shiny Bayle Oricorio, right? That's Bayle. That's the one.
Sorry, what?
Bayle.
Bayle.
Bayle?
Bayle.
Okay, Bayle Oricorio. Well, I was there, and I ended up luring the Pokestop that was at the church and turned on the Go++. However, I set it to manual catch and to throw Ultra Balls to give me the best chance at catching any spawns. I did position the Go++ in my pants pocket, so I could casually rest my hand on it and tap the button when I felt the vibration without alerting anybody. Sadly, no shiny Bayle or Oricorio appeared for me during that trip, but I did catch a 98% Enamorous at an elite raid outside the church once Mass was over. Thanks for everything you guys do, Mark. I like to imagine just in church the Go++ going brr, brr, brr.
Oh yeah, like on the wooden pew.
Yeah, you just you just lean the wrong way so it's touching the seat that you're on.
All right, so I looked it up while you were reading the rest of that, and you were actually closer than I thought. So it is Basilique de Sacré-Cœur or something like that. It's close enough. I'm not a French expert, and to be completely honest with you, if I have to watch a movie in French, I'm like looking for the English dub.
Yeah,
yeah, I have a hard time following it. It's difficult. But hey, so kudos on you. I guess I was trying to make it like not French, which is not what you can do with French words. But thank goodness though. It's funny you bring up the buzzing sound of the plus because I had a close call this week. I almost recycled my plus. I had it in my hand and then I went to put some stuff in the recycling bin, and then I didn't play for like 2 days. And then I was like looking for it to plug it into charge, and I couldn't find it. I tore like my place apart. I went through I thought it was in the garbage. So I went through the garbage bag for that. I'm like, where the heck is it? And it wasn't until I was about to take them down the bins in the morning to the end of the driveway that I was like, you know what? I'm going to take my phone out and see if it'll pair by the bins. And sure enough, I paired it. I threw on an incense. There were a couple of spawns, and I heard a very faint right, and I'm like opening up the garbage can, like it's not that one. I open up the recycling bin, and it's like a rave going off in there because it's refracting off all the plastic in there and everything. Like, oh
man.
My gosh!
It's funny, you're on a timer too, because like I mean, anybody else would be on a timer. Chris is not because his house has infinite spawns.
I've got like 11 or 12. Like that's chill. Okay.
By the time you catch the last one, the first one's respawned.
That's not true. That is not true because I'm quick catching.
Reminds me of the time I put my Go Plus through the laundry machine.
Oh, hey.
So that was not a good time for me.
It worked. It still works though, right?
Nope.
Oh, this is the replacement. That's right.
I had to go out the next day and buy a new one.
Jeez. Well, anyway, thank you, dear listeners, for your responses. This is normally where Kyle would be like, all right, now time for this week's question. But since we're going to have a bit of a content change where it's just going to be little old me for the next 2 weeks and maybe a friend or whatever the case might be, we're not going to be doing Poképolls for the next couple of weeks just because it'll help break format and sort of make it a separate sort of thing. So when we come back post Go Tour, we will reinstate a Poképoll once everything is relatively back to normal. So there's that. Which means, Kyle, now truly, since things are so different this time, where are we? I'm very lost.
It's time for emails.
Oh, that's right. And no voicemails this week, which is kind of nice. We like having emails, at the very least.
All right. Our email is from Dunny CE. And they said, hi, Chris and Kyle. First of all, sorry for the long email. Hey, this is supposed to go at the end.
True.
The addition of Gigantamax battles to bring more challenging content has sparked an idea on how more challenging content can be added to the game, but in a way where the trainer has more control on how challenging they want it to be. My idea to add an additional slot to the field research feature, maybe call it something like Elite Field Research. Mm-hmm. The tasks can be attained by spinning stops, but are rarer than usual research tasks. A trainer can only have one elite task at a time, and can be deleted if you would prefer another, giving control to the trainer how much of a challenge they want. Breaking the task down to 3 categories for how much of a challenge you're chasing. Mildly challenge, 5 excellent curveball throws in a row for 3 rare candy. Catch 500 Pokemon in 5 days for an exclusive closing item for your avatar.
Oh.
Very challenging. 20 excellent curveball throws in a row for 3 rare XL candy. Explore 100 kilometers in 7 days for a Gigantamax encounter. This would be a great way for rural players to obtain a Gigantamax Pokemon. Extremely challenge. 10 critical catches in a row for an exclusive avatar post.
Oh, man.
That's impossible.
Not statistically.
Catch 100 Pokemon for 100 days in a row for a mythical encounter.
That's easy. That's nothing.
Personally, I feel like the current field research feature has untapped potential to provide a constant chase to those who crave it, and best of all, for those who don't, can simply delete it. I would love to know what you think of the idea, my examples of the tasks, and do they offer wide enough range and difficulty? Thank you for consistently producing an engaging and fun podcast week after week.
Oh,
Extra small level 1 Nundo Magikarp vibes all around.
ooh, very specific vibes.
Is it a shiny Magikarp Nundo?
Doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter, man.
I'll take a shiny Nundo level 1 Magikarp. Thanks again, Dhelmise.
Okay. I know you've got an opinion, and it's probably the same as mine. So shoot for it, man. Go for it.
I think my criticism here is that no matter how you weight these kind of challenges, what it boils down to is just grind harder. The harder you grind, the better chance you have of completing it, with the exception of something like curveball throws in a row. And so it's not necessarily about the challenge as it is about the time spent.
Yeah, I mean, but that is in and of itself difficult. That's another dimension of difficulty of making the time to spend on that thing.
I suppose it is, but I think that Pokemon thrives in its. This is going to sound silly. It thrives in its strategic challenge because Pokemon at its base is a strategy game. And so that's why I do think that the idea behind Gigantamax battles is really good. Just the execution is not as good. Sure.
Okay, well, you had a different take than I did, actually. What I was going to say was I think these are great, with the one exception of the 10 critical catches in a row. From a game design perspective, you can't really have something like that at that tier that is purely based on RNG. If we were able to influence how we get critical catches or how, trigger them to happen, I think that would be a different story. But that's not skill based. That's not even spend more time. That's just maybe the universe will love you. And if it's 10 in a row of that thing, the universe would have to elect you God.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten 2 in a row.
I've never gotten 2 critical catches in a row. And every time it happens, I'm like, I forgot that something that happens.
I was like, hey, critical catch.
Woo! We love it. Yeah. No, but I mean, I think you're closer to it with that second one of catch 100 Pokemon for 100 days in a row. It's a little extreme, but that's kind of the point. Right.
Yeah, but I think the reward is off in that regard. That's not I guess 100 a day is a lot for most people.
Yeah, because 100 for one day is not super much, but 100 for 100 days is a lot, especially if it has to be 100 every day and not in the mildly challenging thing where they say catch 500 in 5 days, because then you can I have stuff going on this day, whatever. No, this one requires you for over 3 months to be I gotta go play Pokemon.
Maybe
for an hour,
if it wasn't in a row,
minutes.
Maybe if it was 100 Pokemon for 100 days,
that'd
be cool
for sure. But anyway, I like this idea. It's fun. They can have a lot of potential with it. It just needs some balancing, but of course it does, right? Because you're spitballing, and that's great. And I think some of these are just on the money already. Actually,
I think there's definitely room in field research tasks for stuff that's not just, hey, let's grind these out as hard as we can.
Yeah,
I want to go do 100 field research tasks tomorrow, kind of thing.
Yeah, I would love to see more skill based things in this game. Yep. Great. Well, thank you very much, Dhelmise, for the email. And if you, dear folks at home, would love to send us an email, we'd love to read it. You can send that to mail@gocastpodcast.com. You can also send us a voicemail by calling 262-586-7717, or you can email us a voice file if you'd like. Just a heads up, if it is too long, we cannot use it. We like to keep it relatively, even. So 3 minutes maximum is kind of what we say. The briefer, the better. But yeah, you can do that. If you would like to check out anything GoCast related, that's GoCastPodcast.com. Follow us on X and Threads at GoCast Podcast. You can help support the show on Patreon. That's called it's called Patreon. It's spelled Patreon.com /GoCast Podcast. And you can give us as little as $1 a month there. And if you do, you'll get access to our patron exclusive Discord. And speaking of patrons, Kyle, is this for you this week? Did you change the name?
Yes, I did change the name.
Wow, look at you.
You did last week.
I did. That's right. That's what I thought. I was like, am I going crazy.
Gaslighting Chris so I don't have to do it. No.
100%. We love that.
Yeah.
I'd do it for you anyway. But yeah, we have our elite trainer tier patrons. So Kyle, please take it away.
All right. Shout out to our elite trainer tier patrons: Bo, Daniel, Lori, Michael, Ozzy, Arkham, Marvin and Mimi, Sports Slayer, Jason, Justin, Charles, Modders, Lee, William, Brandon, Ethan, Stephen, Nick, our favorite listener, Drew, Camero, The Ugly Rock, Jacob, Victoria, Sarah, Laura, Memorandums, Nabil, Tish, Jacob, Matthew, Don, John Paul, Micah, Sean, Dave, and Nessikal.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just
Markham.
I like that. You're following policy a bit too much, I think, at work. It's coming over. All right. Well, thank you so much for our elite trainer to patrons. Y'all are the best. If you'd like to help support the show in another way that does not require cashola, you can by leaving us a review on any platform that takes them. It's not all of them, so you got to check. But it's free for you. Just takes a minute and helps us out in ways I cannot describe because I don't actually know the full scope of it, but it does help with discoverability and all that good stuff. So Yahoo. Great. And so then we are just about done here. We got to set some goals, and this upcoming weekend I'm actually very excited about that. Burnout or not. It is Shelmet and Carablast Community Day. It's happening on Sunday, unfortunately for Kyle.
Yep. I don't take part. I will not have goals for this community day, unfortunately. I would like to, but
I'll have to catch some shinies for you.
I just need the Carablast. So
okay, I got you. My goals are going to be 10 shinies at the very least from doing community day. Hatch 50 eggs, which I'm on my way to already. I think I'm at like 26 or something right now. 28. Clean up Pokemon storage because I have to start prepping for Go Tour. I'm going to try to do like 1,000. We'll see. And then do a route because I keep saying that. I never do it. So I'll keep saying it until I do it.
You can drive it. It generally will take you 5 minutes if you find.
I just don't
your route.
Play near places that have routes. I play at the college now instead of the park. Make
but
my
own. The college has like 35 routes. I know. We played there.
Yeah, I don't like any of them.
They're literally right there.
I don't like them.
I mean, that's fair, but they're right there, so you can't say there are no routes. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Moo has submitted at least one of those routes.
I'll have to ask Moo then. And be like, again, please tell Angela I'm sorry. All right, so those are my goals. Kyle, what about you?
I only have 2 goals right now. I have cleaned out my storage more because I'm not happy with my results this week. I want to let you all know I wrote down below 5K storage total, but I originally wrote 4K because I was very optimistic, and then I checked and I have 1,500 shiny Pokemon, so that's probably not going to happen. So yeah. Chris says that, but Chris has 3,900 shiny Pokemon.
Let me tell you.
So
you said 3,900?
I did say 3,900.
3,500.
Okay.
3,515, baby.
So that's where Chris could actually make all of his inventory. He could transfer half of those and he would never even know. I could take his phone, transfer them, and he would never know they were gone.
I would have no clue.
I have no idea.
I could have sworn I had 80 Ralts somewhere. Where'd they go?
75 shiny Gibble just sitting there.
It is probably a true story. I think I have like 30 of them.
God,
yeah.
You need to clean it out, man.
Yeah, man. I gotta do that. Maybe that's what I'll do with the break, is that I actually will use it to clean up my Pokemon storage.
Yeah, that's great. Do the thing you least like about Pokemon Go when you're not feeling super great about Pokemon Go.
The thing I least like about Pokemon Go
is
PvP.
PvP. Okay, fine, sure.
And I don't even unlike it. I don't even dislike it. Really, it's just not my thing.
Yeah, I'll say it. I kind of dislike it.
Oh no, sending gifts. That's my least favorite thing.
Okay. My other one is buddy progress. I want to finish this best buddy, start another one because I have a couple other potential candidates.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, that's it for us this week. I will be back next week. I'll see you there. Kyle, we'll see you in a few weeks. Enjoy your time.
Have fun at Go Tour.
Thank you. I'll make sure to tell you all about it, even if you don't want to hear it. All right. We'll see y'all next time. Until then, good luck on Community Day this weekend if it has not already happened for you. And otherwise, shiny vibes. Bye-bye.
Bye.